Hi, if you're new here, I'm Lore, a fashion designer who loves sparkly things and started making competition bikinis back in 2014. In this video, I will show you the materials I have been using for years to make competition bikini tops. This lesson is actually the first video from my full course, where I show you step by step how to create your own bra style competition bikinis from scratch, and I wanted to share it here for free so you can see exactly what the course and my teaching style are like and decide if it's the right fit for you. So let's begin. Welcome to the first part of creating your own bra style bikini tops. In this first video, we are going over all the supplies you will need to make European style competition tops like this beauty right here. The first thing we are going to start with is the foam cups. There are so many cup shapes out there, but for this type of top, I always look for cups that already have this shape along the top edge. It makes it much easier to secure the straps later. And I also make sure there is enough space at the bottom for the underwire. Inside the workshop hub, I included a product gallery section with different online suppliers I have found that sell this specific type of cup, along with all the tools I recommend to make the process easier and faster. But how do you pick your cup size? When you're buying regular bras, you will usually see a size with a number and a letter, for example 34B. But when you're buying foam bra cups, you're actually buying the volume of the cup. So instead, the shops give you a simple number like 34, and that number covers a group of sister sizes that all have the same cup volume. And here's a little chart you will see anytime you click on any of the cup options in the gallery. For example, a cup labeled 34 in the US or 75 in Europe fits these cup volumes. All of those have the same amount of poop, so to speak, just in different band sizes. So you just need to find your bra size here, and that tells you exactly which foam cup number to pick. Now that you know how to pick the size, let's talk about the underwire. Pick a pair in the same size as your cups. The wire is usually a bit shorter than the bottom edge of the foam cup, so once everything is sewn, you will have a little space on each side with no wire. That gap is intentional, it keeps the wire from digging into the center or the armpit. Next is fabric, and it needs to be a 4-way stretch fabric with a standard width of at least 140 centimeters or 55 inches. And 4-way stretch means that the fabric stretches both horizontally and vertically. If you're making just the top, you will need around 30 centimeters, which is about 12 inches or 1/3 of a yard. And if you're making the full set, top and bottoms, you will need about 50 centimeters, which is around 20 inches or half a yard. Some of my favorite options are matte or shiny nylon fabrics. They might seem simple, but once you add rhinestones, they look absolutely stunning. I also love holographic nylon fabrics. They come in different styles like Mystique with tiny foil dots, other with bigger holographic dots, or even with a shattered glass effect. Stretch velvet is another really popular option for this type of top. While researching different online sellers for these fabrics to include in the product gallery, I came across one fabric you need to be careful with. It looks like those holographic nylon spandex fabrics, but after a closer look, the composition is actually polyester. And the description says it won't recover after pulling or stretching, which is a big no-no. So, of course, I didn't include it in the database, but I wanted to mention it as a reminder to always check the fabric composition and description when you are ordering fabrics online. For the thread, choose a color as close as possible to your fabric, so it basically disappears when you lay it on top. If you're between two shades, which I know it happens, go slightly darker because it usually blends better than lighter thread. Now let's go over a few other tools that will make the process easier. First, a fabric marking tool. My favorite is a water erasable pen that I have had for at least 7 years, and it still works like new, so I absolutely love it. You will also need a bunch of pins. I love glass head pins because they are thin, sharp, and glide super easily through both foam and fabric. Ever since I started using them, I haven't looked back because they are truly the best. For measuring, you can use a regular measuring tape, but my favorite tool is a sewing gauge. If you don't have one yet, I highly recommend adding one to your toolbox. It's perfect for measuring small distances, and the little slider makes everything easier to see and way more precise. You will also need scissors or a rotary cutter to cut your fabric. I usually use both, and you will see me switching between them during different parts of the process. A hand sewing needle, and I prefer thin, long ones for this job. And of course, you will need a sewing machine that can do both straight and zigzag stitches. Make sure you also have stretch needles for your machine. This is a must for stretchy fabrics, otherwise you will end up with skip stitches. Lastly, there are two tools that are not strictly necessary but are super helpful to have. One is Wonder Tape, which is a water-soluble tape that is great for sewing tricky spots without using pins. The other is a Bias Tape Maker Kit, which helps you sew straps much faster. Alright, that's it. Let's start making your pattern in the next video. For my YouTube girlies, I hope this gives you a good idea of what you need to make this type of top. You can find the full course link down below. If you have any questions, let me know. And I hope to see you there.